Hey, I'm going to use Automator to show you how to watermark a document and combine pages. You could also separate these out into two separate processes. So I've got Automator open and I'm going to go File, New. I'm going to create a workflow. And then the first thing I'm going to do is get selected finder item and specified finder item. And the reason why I'm doing both of these, and you may actually want to do both of these for any Automator process you do, even if in a previous video I didn't say do both of them, and because here's the difference. So specified finder items means that I'm going to take a document and I'm dragging the document into Automator. That's if I'm automatically opening up Automator and working it in here directly. But there's actually a really cool program I'll show you later called Keyboard Maestro, where I can use a keyboard shortcut by selecting an item in the Finder or on the desktop, use the keyboard shortcut, and it automatically applies the Automator process, and that would be selected Finder items. Having both in there doesn't damage it as long as you don't store anything here. So what I do is I put both in there. That way later I can open it, drag it if I want to, or if I want to use a keyboard shortcut, it's available there. If that still doesn't make sense, just add both of them. Trust me, and let's keep going. In this case, because I have two files separate files, which I purposely separated to show you that I want to combine into a single PDF, I'm going to do combine PDF pages. I'm just do appending pages. And then I want to watermark the PDF document. And it's going to ask you to add the watermark. In this case, I'm going to add just my logo, which I keep a copy on my desktop for easy enough to find. So right here, it shows the preview of what it looks like. You'll notice that my whole logo is covering it completely. So I'm going to set the opacity for, in my case, all the way down to 0.08%. And then you can see it's like kind of crazy big. So I want to do a scale 0.5, and it's like way down here. And this is actually going to be a landscape document, and I literally just played around with it until it made sense. I don't remember the exact process I used. I think I literally used just trial and error, but for a landscape document, I did 150 by 75. At the end, I'll show you what I did for a portrait size document, because I ended up setting up separate processes for each of these. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So I have my watermark to PDF, and then I want to flatten it again. And I hope you've watched my other one about flattening PDF images. So render the PDF as images, 300 dpi. And then I'm going to do a new PDF images. So this flattens everything with the watermark. And I just name it W. And again, because this one is my landscape one, I'm going to do 792 by 612. So then I'm going to go back up here and I'll move this so I can show you. So I'm going to drag these both over there. And then because I have get selected finder items, I need to make sure that I haven't actually selected anything, because if you still have these selected, it literally will do it twice. So I'm just going to click the desktop to unselect anything. I'm going to click run. And boom, I have it there. Another way that you could have run this if you wanted is literally you could have selected the finder items, gone over here, and see how those are still kind of selected. When I click run, it's going to do it again. And a cool thing about Automator is if you do it again, even with the same file number, it just adds like a W-1 to it. There you go, W-1, same type of thing. So you can run it two different ways. If you use this, just make sure you clear that out later. And then of course I would run that through PDF Squeezer, which I've shown you in another video. So that's how I combine and watermark items. You don't have to combine, you could take out the combine step if you wanted just to do a single document. And you could also just combine. You could delete the watermark, and so it would be combine down to render PDF. So if you just needed to quickly combine PDFs for some reason. So here's a list of my Automator processes that I use. And so you can see I have landscape here, portrait here. The PC stands for my other store, Pitch Clips, so I can run it with just Pitch Publications, my music store. And for portrait, the offset, because I told you I would look up for you. Portrait, the offset I used was the opposite, 75 to 150. That makes sense. So I have that set up. Currently, I do not have it set to do any to do any watermarking for A4 size, simply because I don't think anybody's going to be printing the preview. They're just viewing it. So that's the story there.